Good morning, algebra. Thought we might take a second look at those first 8 problems. Had an epiphany yesterday. Thought came to me and I said, ooh, this might be helpful. So I'm looking at problem number 1. 3 times 10 is 30. And it's a plus 10, so I know this is a sum. The signs are the same. They're both positive. So I'm looking for factors of 30 that add up to 17. Well, that's 2 times 15. But I'm going to do something a little bit different with this because 3 is prime. There's only way you can multiply and get 3, and that's 3 times 1. So I know that I'm going to have a 3x plus, because I already know it's a plus plus, and an x plus. Okay? So I've just got to figure out what goes here and what goes here. And what goes with that idea of 2 and 15. But see, I'm going to do 3 times something and something times x, and I need to get a 15 and a 2. Well, 3 goes into 15 5 times, so that 5 is going to go here, and the 2 is going to go here. 3 times 5 is 15, 2 times x is 2, 15 plus 2 is 17, 2 times 5 is 10, 3x times x is 3x squared. So sometimes using that you've got a prime can make it easier. So let's look at another one. Problem number 4, I did in the last video. So if I look at it using that idea of the fact that 3 is prime, and I know I'm going to have a 3x, signs are different, so I know I'm going to have a plus and a minus, but I don't know which is which yet. 3x and an x, then I'm still thinking outsides and insides. Now, we already said that it's going to be 4 and 15, okay? So I know that I've got to get a 4 and a 15 to add up here. 3 goes into 15 5 times, so the 5 has to go here and the 4 is going to go here. Now, we said it has to be more negative than positive. That means the 15 has to be negative. So my minus goes here and my plus goes here. Okay? Well, let's look at another one. Number 5. 2 times 9 is 18. I want factors of 18 that add up to 9. Well, that's going to be 3 and 6. 2 is prime. Signs are the same. They're both plus. So I know I'm going to have a 2x plus and an x plus. I just need to know 3 and 6. 2 goes into 6. So this has to be a 3. And this has to be a 3. There's my 6. There's my 3. Adds up to 9. 2x times x, x squared. 3 times 3 is 9. Checks. So this equals 0, so I do have to solve it. So 2x plus 3 equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0. X equals negative 3. 2x equals negative 3. So x equals negative 3 halves, or negative 1.5. Okay? Let's look at another one. Number 6. Now notice this gives you a 60, this gives you a 60, this gives you a 60. So they all use the same factor table, okay? But I'm looking for signs are the same, and it's going to be plus plus. So I already know 3x plus x plus, and I'm just checking those outsides and insides. They have to have a sum of 17, so I'm looking at that 5 times 12. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times. That's going to give me a 12. And this is going to be a 5 because that gives me a 5. So there's my 12x, 5x, 17x, 3x squared plus 20. Okay, so it checks. Okay, so 3x plus 5 equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. X equals negative 4. 3x equals negative 5. X equals negative 5/3. Does that help? Okay, let's look at this one. 3 times 8 is 24. Signs are the same. They're both minus. This is prime, so I know I'm going to have a 3x minus and an x minus. Factors of 24 that add up to 10, 4 and 6. 3 goes into 6, so I put a 2 here and a 4 here. Okay? Because 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 1 is, see, that's like having a 1 there. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 1 is 4, adds up to 10. Okay? There's my 3x squared. Minus 6x minus 4x gives me minus 10x. Minus 4 times minus 2 gives me a plus 8. Checks. Equals 0, so I got to solve it. 3x minus 4 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0, so x equals 2. 3x equals 4. X equals 4/3. Does that help? Let's look at that last one. It's another 60. Oh gosh, look. It adds up to 17, but it's negative 17. Okay, signs are the same. The 2 is prime. So I know I'm going to have a 2x minus and an x minus. I'm still going to have that 5 and 12. 2 goes into 12. It doesn't go into 5, but it goes in 6 times. So I'm going to have a 6 here. I'm going to have a 5 here. There's my minus 12. Here's my minus 5. Adds up to negative 17. 2x squared plus 30. Checks. Okay, so I still have to solve it. So 2x minus 5 equals 0. X minus 6 equals 0. So x equals 6. 2x equals 5. X equals 5 halves, or 2.5. Okay? Hope that helps a little. Talk to you later.